Hi, Mom's literally about to record. Yeah.
Welcome to Freaked Out with your psychic medium host, Liz. Yay, guys, it is spooky season. Well, it's technically August 9th, but that's okay. It's spooky season for you when you see this. Today, we are filming our last episode in our place. Woohoo! As you can see, the shelf is bare, but we left one important person here, and that is Annabelle. I bought this Annabelle doll quite a few years ago, actually, and love her to pieces. Whenever she came out, I got her from Spirit Halloween a few years ago. Love her. She is by far one of my creepier dolls. Obviously, she's not the real Annabelle. Yes, I would die for the real Annabelle because I think I would know how to take care of it. Just saying. But, anyways, this is as close to Annabelle that I can possibly get. I would prefer movie prop Annabelle, and perhaps maybe one day I'll get a replica of that one. But for the time being, we got this Annabelle, which I mean, I wasn't talking shit about you, I promise. Just kidding, guys. She's not haunted by any means. Her eyes, though, really freak me out because they're just like. We will be covering her on today's episode. We're going and doing a deep dive. And when I tell you this is not the only time I will be covering Annabelle, she is what I'd like to call my biggest conquest. I am really into Lorraine Warren and Ed Warren and everything they've done. They intrigue me. And I know there's a lot of people are like, but weren't they debunked? No, that is what people do. It happens with me. It happened with Sylvia Browne. Just because somebody got it wrong doesn't mean that they're a bad person. We're just here to help. And Lorraine spent her entire life trying to figure out the entity side of things. And basically, I want to start where she finished, basically. And I did want to mention that we do have a full blown Halloween episode for Lorraine and Ed and channeling them, but that will be a little bit later on, aka Halloween, so that we can do that there. I'm excited. I can't wait to share all of that with you. But in the meantime, let's get into Annabelle. I don't even know how to start this episode without getting goosebumps. Recently, I posted a video about Annabelle. Recently, as in the last few days, but not recent for you guys. But, anyways, I posted an Annabelle video that got 5.6 million views in like 3 days. I damn near fell over. Now, this story is infamous. It's practically legendary. And I've wanted to do this for a while, and I'm not saying I was hesitant to do so, but I am kind of afraid because she is trolling. I'll explain that a little bit later. From what I gather, Aileen Wuornos has been my like eyes and ears. She communicates with entities, with demonic energy, and she was able to connect with Annabelle. And basically, Annabelle kind of caught her in a sense, and now she's like, "Who do you work for?" So I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of like Annabelle energy coming my way, but I'll share all of that with you as we go along. I don't feel like it's bad. She really enjoys communicating with people that have this ability, but more so to pick our brain than anything else because she can see the visions we see. It's pretty cool. Let's get into our first haunted episode of the season. And let me tell you how I have had some extremely intense Annabelle dreams. I had one about a month ago where she was standing, like full on standing, not sitting, in front of my door, trying to tell me to go somewhere else. You need to leave. You need to leave. And I'm like, where would you like me to go? I've also been what I would like to call dream walking. I know that sounds weird, right? I don't sleepwalk by any means, but I do tend to drift off into like a dreamland whilst I'm awake. And I could just get sporadic visions of her all the time. But I feel her energy. She is powerful. She is all woman and she is hella angry. And I don't know why she's angry yet. There are many different reasons. Obviously, someone did her dirty. That's a big piece of this, but it's even more layered than that. And I do want to mention that it is not prop Annabelle. It is not movie Annabelle. It is regular Raggedy Ann Annabelle. You know, the one with the red yarn hair. The one sitting behind a glass case under lock and key. And if you ask me, I don't know. I have seen a vision of that glass cracking, and I don't know why. Do I think that Annabelle will crack the glass? Yeah. But I also don't necessarily feel like it's strong enough to contain her energy anymore either. So maybe that'll be a symbol that, hey, you can't contain me anymore, so don't even try. A lot of people are like, she's just a doll. There's an overhype with her. I mean, we keep feeding her. So, of course, she's going to get more powerful. People don't realize that if you believe in something hard enough, you can make it happen. But it's fine. You don't want to believe? Don't say I didn't warn you. She's definitely not sleeping. She can't sleep. She's awake all the time. And I have talked about this in the past as well, but I do believe that she's trying to build an army, all the powerful female entities of the world. She has yet to try to connect with any sort of male energy, including Robert the doll. In fact, she calls him a puss. She thinks that he is overhyped, overrated. She thinks he's the one that gets a lot of the, well, you know, it's not just a doll kind of energy. She does not like him. She thinks he's an ass. In fact, she actually calls him a few different names, baboon being one of them. I also wanted to point out, people ask all the time, Liz, why are you into spooky shit? Well, number one, I've just always been drawn to it. I feel like I'm supposed to go to these like haunted locations and feel things out just to see what I feel and then continue to progress. I'm a scaredy cat. Let's just say that. Obviously, I'll have my crew with me, but I absolutely love spooky season. In addition to that, 5 years ago, Landon and I got married on Halloween. So we are coming up on our 5-year wedding anniversary. And for me, that's a big deal. I'm 42 now. I've been married for 5 years, the longest marriage I've ever had. And we've made it through like paranormal investigations. We've been doing unsolved cases for so long now. Ghosts, stalkers, dreams. The dreams are intense. We've gone through grief and we've gone through hell and back, and we're still at the top of our game. The two of us are pretty happy, and I couldn't be happier with that. So, what better way to celebrate our 5 years than launch our way into the most evil, creepy, haunted things of the world? And she certainly does not like sharing any spotlight. She's okay with a little spotlight for her army, but in reality, not too much. She also does not like boundaries. Okay, how do I channel her? People ask me that all the time. I don't channel her personally. I have Aileen Wuornos do it. Aileen, because she has killed people in the past, she can get to the darker side of energy a lot better than, let's say, somebody like me who has not killed anyone, and I'm also not a ghost. So she can communicate and tap into things and channel entities and demonic energy. She can do all of that, and she reports back to me. We have a great friendship in a sense. Aileen is somebody who enjoys being busy. She's all about the woman era. She believes that women should be running the world right now, and she's going to continue to help to make damn sure that happens. And one day she does plan to come back. But right now she's having way too much fun. And she's like a psychic barrier, a protector, if you will. And I do work with Aileen a lot. I don't mention every time I work with Aileen, but I do. I have a Judith Barcy revamping coming soon, and the last time I channeled Judith Barcy, I had a car crash into a fence where my car was parked, and my vehicle was the only one that had damage. And like I said earlier, Annabelle loves psychic energy, so for me, it wouldn't surprise me if I see her sooner rather than later. I am petrified, but I'm also intrigued at the same time. As long as she doesn't do anything to me and my people and, anyone that I know, hurt or harm anyone that's good, I'm okay. I don't mind you causing a little chaos as long as it's not geared towards good people. And people have mentioned as well the first story surrounding her, and we're going to talk about that next. Where it all began. So in the 1970s, she was given as a birthday gift to a young nursing student named Donna, and it was done by her mom. How sweet. Completely unassuming. Now, Donna brought her home in her apartment where she shared it with her roommate. Her roommate's name is Angie, and she placed the doll on her bed. And that should have been the end of it, right? Wrong. Within days, the two of them started to notice things were out of sorts. Little things. The kind of things you chalk up to being coincidence. But things got weirder. The doll was moving. Now, the doll moved. Not fell over, but actually moved. I'm talking like relocation, changing positions. Her arms were crossed, and sometimes she'd be standing at the door like she was trying to get out. She'd be placed on the couch, only to be found sitting on Donna's bed, alone and upright. Then came the paper, little scraps of old parchment, aged and cracked, with messages written on them in pencil. Help us. Help Lou. Now, neither one of them owned parchment paper. Neither one of them kept pencils. Something was already watching. And it wasn't technically the doll. It's what's inside the doll. Now, obviously, Donna and Angie tried to make sense of it because that's crazy. There's no haunted dolls. They ended up trying to reach out to a medium. Now, this part always frustrates me as a psychic medium myself because that's where the lie began. Now, the medium told Donna and Angie that the doll was inhibited by a spirit, a little girl named Annabelle Higgins, who had died tragically on the property and wanted comfort, love, and safety. And I'll be honest, I have had entities pretending to be children. You have to learn their tactics and know what to see and what not to see, and know how to point out real spirits versus entities. But I'll tell you something, this was no little girl. I do believe that there was a little girl that had a doll, aka this particular doll, and mom bought it for her. Now, because her name was Annabelle, she wanted to name her doll Annabelle. And that's where the name came from. Raggedy Ann, Annabelle, it kind of had a little vibe to it, and she felt special. Although I do believe that the little girl died, and I do believe that the little girl died on a property, not the one that they were at, I believe something horribly vicious happened. I feel like there was a fire. I also feel like there was a man who was hurting Annabelle Higgins. And I feel like she died in this fire, and this doll, somehow the whole room was completely unscathed, which is weird because it was the little girl's room. And from what I gather, the doll, aka this entity, latched on. Now, there is a child spirit associated with the Annabelle doll as well because it was hers. But this entity latched on because she was doing some things. I feel like something bigger happened. I feel like there's a bigger reason the demonic energy attached. And I do agree with Lorraine. I feel like this particular entity can latch on to people. It definitely can. And this doll essentially gets stronger and stronger and feeds off of people's fear heavily. I don't feel like it's a demon. I do, however, feel like it's an entity. Now, this entity is actually stronger than demonic energy. Demonic energy isn't the smartest, but from what I feel from Annabelle, she is hella educated and knows things and has been observing for a very long time. She hung out in a museum, for Christ's sakes, with a lot of other haunted objects. She knew what she was doing. and wanted to cause havoc to anyone who came near her. Now, this medium told Donna that it's a sweet little girl and that she was lonely. So Donna apparently invited her in to stay, which, I mean, that was kind of what they were hoping would happen, that they would be invited in. The hauntings escalated instantly. Knocking sounds, sudden cold spots. The doll began to move faster. And not just positions now. Across the room, doors opening, shadows appeared. And then Lou, we talked about the name Lou on a piece of paper not too long ago, started having horrifying visions. Now, a lot of people say to me, because I say that she's after the men, they're like, but what about Donna and Angie? They were not men. Yeah, but she wrote Lou's name. Lou. She likes haunting men. She finds it hilarious. She makes big, burly men who think their shit don't stink turn into whiny pussy babies. Now, he would wake up from nightmares, paralyzed, and Annabelle would just laugh, laugh, and laugh, and laugh. He would watch the doll crawl up his chest, slow, deliberate, until her face was like inches from his. One night he woke up screaming. Pain seared across his chest. Blood. There were 3 deep claw marks. She didn't do that to the women. Just saying. Now, these claw marks did fade within a 2-day period. Now, let that sink in. The invisible force slashed him and then healed him because they could. Now, this is when the Warrens came to rescue these poor girls and Lou, which I'm going to say Lou was kind of a dick because the fear was too much. Donna and Angie reached out to Ed and Lorraine. And from what I can see, they did try to get rid of her. Like, they were like, we're getting rid of this one. And that never happened. She kept coming back. Now, Ed and Lorraine are demonologists, but you can't debunk. Paranormal investigators. And at this point, they had already seen many things. Now, when Lorraine walked into the house, laid her eyes on this doll, she didn't hesitate. That is no little girl, she said. A demonic entity. And it's pretending to be something it's not. Now, Ed explained that demons don't possess objects. They can. They can, Ed. I'm sorry. Maybe they've evolved a lot since, but they can. Not as much as entities can, but demons definitely can. They do, however, use the doll as a, portal in a sense to possess people. And they really use the item like bait. And I don't disagree with that at all. Technically, the doll is not the threat. It's the energy that's behind the doll. It's the gateway, the mouthpiece, the illusion. I don't care what anyone says, but same vibe I get from Chucky. Even though he's not real, I think there's something real about that. And don't worry, we'll cover Mr. Chucky one day. She doesn't like Chucky. Annabelle wasn't a ghost. She was a demon in waiting. That's what they called her. A recruiter. They agreed to take the doll, seal it, contain it. But the moment that she left the apartment, things actually got worse. On the way to Monroe, Connecticut, the Warrens could barely keep the car on the road. Their brakes failed, the steering wheel locked, the engine stalled at every turn. Now, Ed had to douse Annabelle basically in holy water in the back seat, and basically he recited a prayer just so that they could make it the rest of the way. Now, Lorraine said something that has stuck with me. I looked in the rearview mirror and I swear she was smiling. I get that exact vision every time I look at her. From people going and meeting her, from just her being on video, I can see her smiling. And it's not a like smile, it's a creepy ass smile. I can't even do it. It's like Jafar from Aladdin. Anyways, they were able to get back home. And yes, holy water will work for a period of time, FYI, for those of you who have haunted dolls. They locked her in Ed's office. But that night, she levitated. Bookshelves crashed, crucifix flipped upside down. Entities hate crucifix. Glass shattered, and even in locked rooms, she was still moving. Now they built her a case, special glass, sealing it in binding prayers and Catholic rites, but it still didn't stop her. And I'll be honest, that glass, although it's still protective ish, she's learned a few things. She doesn't need that anymore. Although it's a nice show for everyone, she doesn't need it. And these things that she has done, like levitating and standing and walking, I believe that one day she will show us that again. Now, people will say, oh, it was AI. Nuh-uh, not this one. This will come out. I feel like it'll happen around Halloween time. Maybe not this Halloween. Definitely some energy happening on September 5th, which has already passed for you guys, but not for me. And I feel like something will transpire. Nothing big with her, but there will be a moment in time where she levitates, she floats, she's caught on camera. Now, when it comes to her army, she is trying to get this army together. So, in a sense, where all the evil entities of the world, female entities, can stick together and just take over, in a sense. I don't know, get rid of the garbage in the world. That's what I hope. Normally, evil doesn't save and protect any good people, but there's something inside of me that feels like Annabelle, the child, and the entity have kind of like mingled together. So there's good pieces of Annabelle, and then there's really shitty pieces of Annabelle. So they're kind of intermingled. Whereas this little girl's like, I'll let you hurt people, but you need to make sure that they're bad people. And I think that's why she wants an army, because she needs more energy. She needs more power. She's getting older. Although I feel like she is stronger, I feel like she doesn't have the magic inside her as she once did, in the sense of being able to like levitate and walk around. But that will come back. I'd say that that has to do a little bit with the glass that she's been behind. If she was not with it, like if they took her to a spot where it was far away from the glass, I believe that she'd be able to do things. Will she do it on camera? Yes, but something's got to happen to that glass first. I think it's the only little bit that is still holding her back. I keep seeing flashes of prisons and hospitals, even evil dictators of the world, and I don't know why. I am still trying to figure that out. I just don't know if I'm going to figure it out because I'm not part of the crew. I can only imagine what she wants to do. Now, let me tell you a story that I just heard recently. Now, a young couple had decided to visit the Warren Occult Museum, and this was a few years ago. The man was in his 20s, cocky, shocker, started tapping on Annabelle's glass, banging on it, taunting her. You're not real, he said. Sounds like the guys in my comment section. If you're so powerful, do something. Now, Ed kicked him out immediately. Lorraine said that the energy in the room changed. Heavy, bitter, like the doll had taken offense to it. She does. Hours later, the same couple were riding a motorcycle when they crashed into a tree. Now, the man died instantly. His girlfriend survived, but barely, but she was never the same. From what I see, she spared her life. And she spared her life because it was a warning, like, you're with a piece of shit. This is what happens when you're with a piece of shit. But she also did say later on that when this happened, he was laughing. And then he wasn't. I don't believe it was a curse. I believe it was a warning. He challenged her and basically she responded. So highly recommend no one doing that. Even recently, all of the things happening, the fire, that guy dying. I don't think all of these things are coincidences. She wants to go to the Conjuring House basement. She wants to go to the Nevada private collection, whatever that is. It's like a glass-eyed doll and like a bone-faced thing. She wants to get in touch with them. The glass-eyed doll is like this Victorian doll, one eye missing, one glass eye cracked, but always pointed slightly upward. Now, the bone-faced thing is not a doll. It's like a small humanoid statue made of ash and bone. And apparently it came from like an antique ritual box, which doesn't surprise me, but also hella scary. People that see it often get visions of being choked, bones snapping, teeth grinding. Now, apparently when Annabelle had visited, because she had visited this place before, she wants to go back again. The statue twitches now. It's like Annabelle was breathing life into it. Now, there are other dolls across the world, like the Let Me Out doll, which is in Australia, I believe. She showed me images of that too. It is believed to contain a spirit of a young girl, and she doesn't know that she's a doll. Annabelle wants to help her find her way, give her the insight on her powers. There's Jolette the doll. I think she's in Illinois. Anyways, my whole point is that she is creating a movement. She wants to create this army and do something scary. And I mean, it's 2025, so what else can we expect? I don't think this will happen anytime soon. She's collecting people, and this kind of thing takes years and years. But one day, I feel like we'll all find out. Annabelle is evolving. She's not sitting in a sealed case anymore, waiting for, the brave or the stupid to do anything and taunt her. She's influencing and inspiring, and of course, she's also on tour right now. Matt Rift and all these other people have no idea what they're doing. None of them do. I'm sorry. I think you're great people. I don't think you guys should be in possession of her because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to handle her. She should be with somebody who understands. I think she should be with me. Not because I want her to do anything fucked up, but I want to figure things out. I want to spend some time trying to figure out how to go forward and prevent bad things from happening. I want to see if there's a way I can free her, in a sense, get her away from this doll, take her back to where she belongs, and let the little girl, Annabelle Higgins, become released. Now, I have had some spooky dreams, as I said earlier, and she tends to creep in them, and it is pretty intense. Sometimes she's talking, sometimes she's walking. Most of the time, she's warning me of something. The day that my video went viral, all of the lights in this room all fell over, crashed. I don't want to go against her at all. Now, when it comes to Lorraine, she feels like she handled the Annabelle thing not the best. And it's not because of anything else, but she was so busy doing so much other shit. She didn't really spend enough time with Annabelle in the way she wanted to. And I believe that that is something I want to finish for her. Can you imagine? I wish. I hope I can. It's a dream, it's a pipe dream, but I think one day maybe it will. Maybe somebody special will watch this and call upon me. Who knows? And with Lorraine, I have so many stories to share with you guys on her as well. And the only reason I haven't visited her as of yet is because A, she wasn't close to where I was. And hopefully one day I'll be able to do what I need to do and help figure things out with Annabelle. I would love to write a full book on Annabelle. But basically, guys, that is it for today. This is, like I said, only one of many because there's a lot of things to talk about. I want to talk about her army next and all of the things that she's doing now under the surface where people don't know about. Next week, guys, we will be doing the Dardine family massacre. We've covered this in the past, but I want to cover it again because it is one hell of a case that still haunts me today, and I have some more information on it. Keith, Elaine, and their son Peter and their unborn baby all lost their lives. It wasn't just a murder, it was personal. But anyways, guys, until next time, stay freaked out.